Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine and are taking care of yourselves. My name is Kanika Tandon and I'm here with the video of Class 8 English First. In our last video, we have completed chapter number 12, which is tenses, and in this video, we are going to complete chapter number 13, which is active and passive voice. Starting our today's chapter, which is active and passive voice, with the word voice in the title, it is understood by us that the sentence is this topic is actually about how we speak. It is on the basis of what we speak. Active and passive voice is a part of English grammar in which we actually understand that a sentence can be said in two different ways with the same meaning. For example, in the first sentence, the student gave flower to the teacher. In this, the student is the subject, teacher is the object. But in second sentence, the teacher was given flowers by the students. In the second sentence, the object in the first sentence, the object, whatever the object is, had become the subject in the other sentence, and the subject has become the object in second sentence. So this is active and passive voice. In active voice, what it explains us that the action has been done, the person who is as a subject, the action has been done by that particular subject only. But in passive voice, we see that the action had been done by the object, and the person with which the action has been done is the subject. This is the main difference between active voice and passive voice. For example, the hunter shot the tiger. So who got shot? The tiger. So in the first sentence, which is written in the active voice, the hunter shot the tiger. The action has been done by the hunter and with the object, which is tiger. But if you come on the next page, you see that it is written the tiger was shot by the hunter. So the action is done by the hunter itself and the object, but here the hunter has become the object and tiger has become the subject. But the meaning of the sentence is exactly the same. There is no change in the sentence. Now, when we change the voice from active to passive or from passive to active, there are some certain rules that we have to follow. And there are different rules for different kinds of tenses. So first we are going to study about the present simple tense. In present simple tense, the active voice, in the active voice, it is write and writes as the verb. But when we change the sentence into passive voice, we write am is are according to the subject and written in the third form. Same in present continuous, is are am and writing. In the passive voice, we write am is are and being written. Present perfect, has or have, written. Here we change into has or have plus been and then written, verb in its third form. And present perfect continuous cannot be changed into passive voice. Coming on to past tense. In past simple, this verb is in the active voice. The verb is in simple second form of the verb. The verb is the second form of the verb. In the passive voice, it will be was or were and then the third form of the verb. Was and we can put was and verb according to the subject. Then past continuous, was or were and writing, it will be was or were being written. Past perfect, had written, and in the passive voice, it will become had been written. And here also past perfect continuous cannot be changed into passive voice. Coming on to the future simple. In future simple active voice, we write will plus will or shall and then writes. And in passive voice, we write will or shall plus be and then written, verb in its third form. Future continuous, will or shall be writing. Here future continuous cannot be changed into passive voice. Future perfect will become will and shall have written in the active voice. Passive voice, it will become will or shall have been written. Then future perfect continuous cannot be changed into passive voice. So out of 12 tenses, there are 4 tenses which cannot be changed into passive voice, which is present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous and future continuous. Now, when the active voice sentence is changed into passive voice sentence, the sentence undergoes two kinds of changes. First is the subject becomes the predicate and the verb is changed into past participle. So what happens, the subject in the sentence written in the active voice, in that sentence the subject changes into the object and the object changes into the subject, and the verb is changed from first form to the third form. For example, the lawyer examined the documents. This is active voice. Here the lawyer is the subject. In the second sentence the lawyer will become the object because it will come at the end of the sentence. So the documents were examined by the lawyer. Now coming on to the next part, which is questions can also be converted from active voice to passive voice and vice versa. So they are saying that questions can be converted from active voice to passive voice and from passive voice to active voice back again. First is, who taught her French? So it will be, by whom was he taught French. Coming on to the next page. Do you know this child? Is this child known to you? Why did your father refuse that job? Why was that job refused by your father? Whom did you laugh at? Who was laughed by you? Alright, now coming on to the next one, which is when transitive verb has two objects, either the direct or indirect object may become the subject of the sentence in the passive voice. We have already studied this part in the chapter verb, in which when the sentence is written in the transitive, with the sentence is written with the transitive verb, they have, that sentence has an indirect object and a direct object. While we change the sentence from active voice to passive voice, which has a transitive verb in the sentence, both indirect object or direct object can become the subject. For example, Raman lent me 10 rupees. Here the direct object is 10 rupees and me is the indirect object. So the sentence can be started from me also and 10 rupees also. So me becomes I was lent 10 rupees by Raman, or when we use 10 rupees as the object, we use 10 rupees were lent to me by Raman. Similarly, I taught him English. So English is direct object and indirect object is him. So he was taught English by me and English was taught to him by me. They told me the truth. So the truth was told to me and I was told the truth. Now coming on to the last part, just imperative sentences do not have a subject of its own. In such cases, the passive sentence becomes with the word let. So what do we do with the imperative sentences? I hope that you already know what are imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are those sentences which shows some kind of command, request, plea and etc. Alright, so these kind of sentences do not have a subject of their own. So what do we do here? Since we do not have a written subject there, we consider the subject ourselves. So when we change these types of sentences from active voice to passive voice, what do? We follow a formula which is let plus object plus be plus verb in its third form. So post this letter, so let this letter be posted. Do not insult the poor, let the poor not be insulted, and shut the door, let the door be shut by you. Here they have used by you, which is very much optional because they do not have any kind of written subject. So putting a subject here is absolutely not compulsory. This was the end of the explanation part of the chapter. Let us come on to the exercise. First is, underline the verb in the following sentences and state whether the sentence is in active or passive voice. The easiest way of finding a subject is in active or passive voice is whenever the subject will be in the passive voice, it will always have a word by in it. Alright, first is, he was distressed by the news. So was distressed, passive voice. They had done their duty, had done, active voice. The teacher told us a story, told, active voice. He will be punished by the teacher, will be punished, passive voice. A stick has been cut by me, has been, passive voice. I have taught this girl, have taught, active voice. The prisoner was found guilty by the court, was found, passive voice. The people cheered the king, cheered, active voice. The king gave the commander a reward, gave, active voice. A notice was put up by Raghu, was put passive voice. Coming on to the next part, rewrite the following sentences in the passive voice. John gave him a book. A book was given to him by John. The headmaster promised us a holiday. A holiday was promised to us by the headmaster. She had not confessed her guilt. Her guilt had not been confessed by her. The boys were flying kites. Kites were being flown by the boys. We prohibit smoking. Smoking is prohibited by us. I have sold my bicycle. My bicycle has been sold by me. The boy teased the dog. The dog was teased by the boy. Everyone loves him. He is loved by everyone. My cousin has drawn this picture. This picture has been drawn by my cousin. We expect good news. Good news is expected by us. They asked me my name. My name was asked by them. I bought the baby a doll. A doll was bought for the baby by me. I teach English to my sister daily. My sister is taught English by me daily. We refused them admission. Admission was refused to them by us. They were playing cricket in the playground. Cricket was being played by them in the playground. Now, convert the following questions into the passive voice. Who did this work? By whom was this work done? Question mark. Why did your brother write such a letter? Why was such a letter written by your brother? Question mark. When will we receive our books? When will our books be received by us? Question mark. Where did you buy this dress? From where did this dress was bought by you? Question mark. Do they play games every day? Are the games played by them every day? Question mark. Next, rewrite the following sentences rewrite the following in the passive voice. First is cook the food. Let the food be cooked. Shut the door. Let the door be shut. Do it at once. Let it be done at once. Let me do it. Let it be done by me. Learn your lessons. Let the lessons be learned by you. Turn off the television. Let the television be turned off. Throw the ball. Let the ball be thrown. Do this job. Let this job be done by you. Do not tease the dog. Let the dog not be teased. And do not touch it. Let it not be touched. Coming on to the last exercise of the chapter, which is a few pictures are given below from their active and passive voice sentences to describe each. So in this exercise, I have written the active voice sentences. Your homework will be that you will convert these 4 active voices sentences into passive voice. First is children are playing with a ball. The boy writes in the notebook. Third, the teacher is teaching the class. And last, a girl is drawing a picture or scenery, anything you can write. So you have to complete this in your book and as your homework. With this chapter is over. I hope that you all have understood. I'll be seeing you all in my next video next week. Till then, take care and please be safe and keep studying. All the best for your unit tests.